There is nothing better than a Friday night Knicks New York Knicks win. Except a blowout. And the Knicks blew out the Detroit Pistons from tip to final buzzer. 128-98, and this was never, ever a game. The New York Knicks, they handled business from Jump Street. They showed why they are looked at as one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference and why the Detroit Pistons are a team that is still searching for their identity. The thing that I love the most about this game was that the New York Knicks continue to improve on the offensive end. There is more chemistry, there is more continuity, and there is more trust in other players. Through the first 3 games of the NBA season, the New York Knicks were averaging the least amount of three-pointers attempted. They attempted almost 40, I believe, in the win over the Miami Heat. They attempted 18 tonight, and they knocked them in at a 47% clip after knocking them in at a 45% clip on Wednesday night. Everybody for the New York Knicks chipped in. Everybody was a contributor in tonight's win, and that's what the good news is. This New York Knicks team is a well-rounded team. They play together, and they are led by the captain, Jalen Brunson. Like maybe the easiest 36 points of his career. It's also good news that Tom Thibodeau eventually sat the starters in this game. He didn't do much in the fourth quarter, but he found a way to finally get him on the bench. 36-5 on 63% from the deck, but 75% from 3. He was 5 of 5 from 3 to start the game. Another spot I want to continue to see is Jalen Brunson shoot more threes, because Jalen Brunson is a great three-point shooter on the ball and off the ball. And a way for him to get looks off the ball is by Karl Anthony Towns being able to be a facilitator. He flashed his his ball moving ability. He was able to show that he could move the ball all over the court. 7 dimes for the big fella to go with 21 points and 11 rebounds. Shot 44% from the field, 3 of 6 from downtown. We want to continue to see Karl Anthony Towns let the ball fly from 3. But man, if he could be a guy that can average 3, 4, 5 assists, that's only going to continue to move the ceiling for this team up. And right now, I know it's the Pistons, and they're not a good team, but you blew out the Pistons, you blew out the Heat, and you blew out the Pacers. And you had a 13-point lead in the third quarter late against the Cavs. This team's starting to gel, and they're starting to come together. If you're hype about the win, hit that thumbs up icon. Show your New York Knicks some love, and punch that thumbs up icon, and give me an LGK in the chat. OG Anunoby, loved the aggression from him in this game. Goes 3 of 5 from 3. He went 3 of 6 from 3 against the Miami Heat. His ability to just not only take over games on the defensive side of the floor, he's showing more confidence. He's showing more aggressiveness. And he's showing that he has multiple ways to score the basketball. He's got that little mid-range game where he can get into the middle of the lane, step back, and let it go. He can force his way into the paint. 6 assists for OG Anunoby. That's not really a part of his game. And that just speaks volumes, in my opinion, to the overall team. They all play for each other. There's one agenda for this team, and it's to win basketball games by any measure. Mikal Bridges, another solid night from him, above 45% from the field. Another game where he lights it up from 3, 3 of 6 from downtown. 7 boards from him. The Knicks are going to continue to need him to crash the glass, as they do go with somewhat a smaller lineup and no true secondary rebounder outside of Josh Hart. Bridges played good defense on the ball, did a good job on Cade, and he loves that mid-range area. Man, you look up and you just see Josh Hart stuff in the stat sheet. 13 points, 9 rebounds, 4 assists. All he does is win, and you got to have Hart. Josh Hart is someone that I'm going to rock with every single time he steps on the floor, and he's got New York across his chest. Everything you wanted to see from this starting lineup was on display for the Knicks, and I believe they are just scratching the surface of who they can be, and I believe they can still win the NBA Finals. We're going to talk more about this game in totality, but first, I got to give a major shout-out to today's sponsor, DraftKings. Download the app and use that promo code KnicksChat, and they're going to give you $200 in free bets when you make your first $5 bet. The NBA is finally back. A new season means new ways to get into the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. Who's draining threes from beyond the arc? Who's crashing the boards and grabbing rebounds? Get behind your favorite players and the prop bets you can make on DraftKings, the home of NBA player props. First time, new DraftKings customers bet $5 to get $200 in bonus bets instantly. Every point counts with DraftKings Sportsbook. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app and use code KNICKSCHAT. That's code KNICKSCHAT for new customers to get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Only on DraftKings, the crown is yours. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. In New York, call 8778-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY to 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777. Visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas, 21 plus age and eligibility varies by jurisdiction. Void in New Hampshire, Oregon, Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. For additional terms and responsible gambling resources, see dkng.co/BBALL.
Thank you so much to DraftKings for being our sportsbook partner. And if you were a part of our Knicks watch party against the Pistons, you might have made yourself some money. With Smitty's same game parlay, I took Knicks -9.5 alternate spread. That juiced this thing up to plus 450. Also took the over 218. Obviously, if you can do some math, that cashes with ease. And then Karl Anthony Towns, 20-plus points. That was automatic. He didn't even need to score in the fourth quarter. Plus 450. If you put $20 down, you win 90 on DraftKings. Hope some of you guys won some money from Smitty's same game parlay.
Shout out to DraftKings. Get hooked up with them. We love having them as a sponsor. Only way we're going to be able to keep them is if you guys show love. So download the app, create an account, use that promo code KNICKSCHAT. Bet $5, get $200 for free. Deuce McBride had started the season on an unreal stretch. He was shooting 60% from the floor, 60% from downtown. Last two games, he hasn't been able to find the range. Not worried at all. Deuce still at the end of the day, though, I thought he gave you good minutes on the defensive end. I thought he brought the energy. I also thought that he did a good job defending when he was switched on to any of the guards that Detroit had. The Knicks are going to need, against better teams, though, Deuce to be a little bit more consistent and a little bit more impactful on the offensive end. I believe he could be that player, and I still believe that Deuce is going to be in the running for the sixth man of the year. Campaign, I thought he controlled the pace when he was in. He had a couple of plays where he would do that little pump fake, rip through, one dribble, quick lay to the basket. 3 dimes. He was able to move the ball around a good bit. Didn't connect on any three-point shots, but overall, I still thought he brought good minutes to this game. Jericho Sims, look, I just don't necessarily think that he is a rotational player on a team that's trying to win an NBA championship, but I thought he had some nice moments in the game. I thought he rebounded the ball well. I also thought that he had a really nice block at one point, and he's just got to hold the fort down. Jericho Sims just needs to hold the fort down until Mitchell Robinson and Precious Achiuwa come back, because when they do, this Knicks bench is only going to get deeper and better, and they're also going to have multiple identities that he could play with. You want to go double big man with Cat and Mitch? You could do that. You want to go with Cat and Precious? You could do that. This team is only scratching the surface of who they're going to be for this entire season. Finally, Tom Thibodeau benched the starters when it was a 30-point game late in this one. And it was nice to see Tyler Kolek get some burn. He was able to get downhill. He had a nice floater on the baseline. He had another nice mid-range jumper. Didn't play all that much, but it was good to see him get out there. Bacome Dadier also got a couple of minutes. For some reason, our picture is not pulling for him. He had a nice move where he caught the ball on that deep elbow, put it on the deck one time, rose up, and he showed off his ability to have a high release and get to the bucket. Still a super young kid. We'll see where he goes. Not sure if he's ever going to be a part of the Knicks rotation this year, but there's definitely some offensive potential in Mr. Dadier's game. Overall, the Knicks had 31 assists on 52 shots. You love that. I thought they moved the ball well. I thought they played unselfish brand of basketball, and they won the rebounding battle. Look, that was the Knicks' identity last year, winning on the glass. And I know you don't have Robinson anymore, and you don't have a guy like Julius Randle anymore, and you don't have a guy like Precious Achiuwa playing right now. But if the New York Knicks are able to consistently win the rebound battle, they're consistently going to win games. I know the Pistons stink, but at the end of the day, you held a team in the NBA to under 100 points, and you held them to 11 made threes on 34 shots. I think in part that is because the Pistons stunk, but I also the Knicks from Jump Street came out and let the Detroit Pistons know, we're not going to let you hang around. We're going to walk into Little C's Arena, and we're going to blow you out. And they did that. They took this game serious. They played hard, and they did everything they needed to do to win the game, and that's what you have to do against inferior opponents. Great teams beat who they're supposed to beat, and they bring their A game against tough competitors, and I believe Tom Thibodeau will have his team ready to do that night in and night out. Big win, fun win. It's always fun when you beat the Pistons on Friday night, Knicks, when you beat anybody, especially by 30 points. Make sure you are following me on social media. I'm on Twitter at @MarshallGreen_. I'm on Instagram at @MarshallGreen_. Hit me up over there, and let's go Knicks!